This will probably be the most important video that I will make on this channel, because not only this topic can affect your life, it can affect everyone's life and future, and even life after death. Artificial intelligence, or AI in short, has had its ups and downs in history. However, it progressed exponentially, being the best in chess, quiz show, the complex board game Go, and now it's even in our everyday life. GPS, social media, chatbots, email filters, product recommendations, voice assistants, face recognition, and probably many more examples that are now powered by AI. This type of AI is also known as narrow AI, or by definition it is designed to do one specific task as good as possible. Now, general AI and even after that strong AI is built to complete multiple tasks. However, we haven't reached this stage yet, but I believe we are getting close. Some people believe that once general AI gets smart enough, humans could put them to solve major problems like, for example, global warming. But here's the problem. If the AI looks for the cause and finds out that the cause is humans, then it can get dangerous. Obviously, this is a good topic for Hollywood films and science fiction, and there are already great films made on this topic. However, those scenarios are very unlikely. The big worrying starts when even in the Bible something is described that sounds like artificial intelligence. Reading from Daniel chapter 2. The head of the statue was made of pure gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, its feet partly of iron and partly of baked clay. While you were watching, a rock was cut out, but not by human hands. It struck the statue on its feet of iron and clay and smashed them. Then the iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver and the gold were all broken to pieces and became like chaff on a threshing floor in the summer. The wind swept them away without leaving a trace, but the rock that struck the statue became a huge mountain and filled the whole earth. And then the Christian conspiracy theorists join in and claim that artificial intelligence might play a major role when Antichrist will be in charge, because Revelation chapter 13 verse 14 through 15 reads, "Because of the signs it was given the power to perform on behalf of the first beast. It deceived the inhabitants of the earth. It ordered them to set up an image in honor of the beast who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. The second beast was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refused to worship the image to be killed." So some believe that the second beast will be AI, which will cooperate with the Antichrist. Some say the Antichrist might even be some sort of super intelligent human-computer hybrid, or in other words, a human with a implanted chip which makes him super intelligent. According to the Bible, there will be time when the world will be in desperate for a leader that can bring a world peace and be a good leader. And in my opinion, normal human being can't get that type of authority. There will always be people who are against certain person being a leader. However, what if someone steps in who has a mind of a super intelligent computer but still acts like and is a human? In other words, a human with an implanted brain chip. By the way, brain chips aren't even too far from being a reality, but about that a little bit later. Also keep in mind that this topic is up to interpretation, but right now artificial intelligence seems like a very powerful thing that can get in the wrong hands and then bad stuff can happen. I have to say, what stood out to me was the warnings of the mark of the beast and how AI can play a part in that. Revelation chapter 13 verses 16 through 18. Also it causes all, both small and great, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark, that is the name of the beast or the number of its name. This calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Over the years there have been many theories on what the mark of the beast could be, but nowadays the most popular theory is that it will be an implanted microchip. Now, talking about this technology, we can see that Neuralink, a neurotechnology company, is developing a brain reading technology as of now for paralyzed people to be able to control smartphones and computers. Elon Musk, who is known to be a supporter of this technology and is the chief executive officer of Tesla and SpaceX, says that the chip implant would work by recording information emitted by neurons in the brain. There would be 4 to 6 micrometers, tiny threads that would connect to your brain along with tiny processors. Also, there would be sensors on the surface of your skull that transmits information to a wearable computer that could be placed behind your ear, named the link. With everything working as it should, using a special application, your brain could then connect to your phone. And Neuralink isn't even the only company working on brain chips. Dr. Moran Cerf, Northwestern University neuroscientist, is also working on a smart chip for the brain with his team. And he says super smart people could be a thing in as little as 5 years. But he has his doubts that this brain chip could make big inequalities in society based on intelligence, on top of already existing inequalities of race, gender and finance, which therefore could point to a bold idea that everyone needs to take this brain chip. For me, this sounds more terrifying than appealing. To have some foreign technology connecting to your brain just doesn't sit right with me. But there are also other chip implants, like in Sweden about 3,000 people have had microchips implanted on their hands that held credit card information. Other experimental forms of microchips included the ability to unlock doors, buy train tickets, track animals. Also, some companies claim that microchips will be the ultimate form of mobile payment. So obviously this technology has benefits, but let's talk about the obvious. If someone can read the microchip information, then there will be someone who will be able to hack into it, and that already sounds dangerous. But this can also be the infamous mark of the beast. Revelation chapter 14 verses 9 to 10. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. By making this video, I don't want to scare you, but I want you to be aware. Mark of the Beast will be known worldwide. Right now, we are just making guesses on what it could be. But once it happens, you will know that it is the mark of the beast, if you follow scripture and God's voice, that is. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 33 and verse 40 says, For God is not the author of confusion, rather he commands that all things be done decently and in order. You will know it is the mark of the beast because everyone will have to take it. Otherwise you won't be able to buy or sell, according to the scripture. Also, there is a group of people who say that Mark of the Beast is not some physical advanced technology, but is meant to be symbolic. So those who do not obey the beast will not be able to work or do business with others. So the beast will have huge power and authority in his hands. This is a difficult topic, and everyone has their own interpretation, but just remember the key things of the mark of the beast. The mark will be either on forehead or on the right hand. The number 666 will figure somewhere. Without this mark you won't be able to buy or sell. And most importantly, it will be implemented by a leader who will get or who will have huge authority. Nobody knows how soon this will happen, and people have speculated for years that these events will happen soon. And with that, technology has never been so advanced. Artificial intelligence is on the rise. And remember, be awake and be aware. I liked making this video and I would love to make more of these types of videos. So if you have listened this far, just thank you for the support, and based on how this video does, I might make a follow-up. So more videos coming soon, maybe. And if you've come this far, I have to confess, at the end of 2019 I had a bad feeling, or so to say, God spoke to me. And not only about 2020, but about a whole decade. That things will drastically change, that time is running out, and before the end times come. So before it's too late, find your truth and fulfillment in God, and stay safe.